Imagine walking through life with all the lights on, yet still feeling lost in the dark. Fame couldn't fill it, money couldn't buy it, friends couldn't fix it, because what your soul is searching for isn't out there in the noise, it's in the stillness of truth. It's in the whisper of a prayer. It's in the cry of a heart that's been trying to answer the question, why am I here? What's my purpose? And what path truly leads me home? Now listen closely, because this isn't just another speech. This is a moment, a wake-up call, a turning point. We live in a world drowning in options but starving for truth. A world where every opinion is broadcast loud but few offer direction. And in the middle of that confusion, you're being called not by a trend, not by a celebrity, but by something higher, by the Creator Himself. You see, religion isn't a restriction, it's a rescue. It's not here to cage you, it's here to guide you. And not all religions claim the same path. Some are built on culture, some on philosophy, but only one has been preserved without change, delivered by the final messenger and revealed by the one who knows your heartbeat better than you do. So tonight, or today, wherever you are, don't just listen with your ears, listen with your soul, because what we're about to explore isn't just information, it's transformation. This is about why religion matters, which path is true, and why Islam, yes, Islam, is not just a religion, it's the answer, the way, the light in the dark. And by the end of this message, if your heart is open, if your soul is listening, you won't be the same. Stay with me. Let's walk this road of clarity and purpose together. In a world filled with distractions, ideologies, and voices pulling you in every direction, the question of why religion isn't just philosophical, it's deeply personal. It's about the soul's hunger for something beyond temporary pleasures, beyond fleeting success. Every human heart, no matter where it lives or what language it speaks, carries within it a longing to connect, to belong, to something greater than itself. Religion isn't a man-made tradition, it is a divine compass meant to guide us through the wilderness of life. It's not about fear or control, it's about direction, clarity, and peace in the heart. Without faith, life becomes a restless chase for meaning. We climb ladders, chase goals, form relationships, but still feel the emptiness that whispers, is this all there is? When we ask why religion, we are really asking, what is the purpose of my life? Are we here just to be born, eat, work, and die, or is there a greater plan? Religion offers that answer. It gives us a lens to understand suffering, success, love, loss, and everything in between. It teaches us morality when the world has gone numb. It puts boundaries around desires that would otherwise destroy us. And most importantly, it connects the creation to the Creator. The human heart was designed to worship. If it doesn't worship the one true God, it will worship money, power, people, or even itself. But only worshiping the Creator brings peace, because He is the one who made us, knows us, and sustains us. Religion is the bridge between our fragile human nature and the perfect divine wisdom. It teaches us who God is, who we are, and how to live a life that matters. But here's the truth. Not all religions offer the same clarity. Not all paths lead to the same destination. If God is one, then truth must also be one. Religion should come from God, not from culture, not from kings, not from politics. The purest form of faith must be the one God revealed, not the one humans edited, changed, or fabricated. That's why the conversation doesn't end at why religion. It continues with which religion, because if your soul is seeking peace, you can't afford to take the wrong path. This journey of truth is not about hate, not about division. It's about purpose, about finding what your heart has been missing all along. Religion matters because eternity matters, and the truth is too valuable to ignore. In the pursuit of discovering which religion to follow, it's essential to start with one core principle. Truth is not subjective when it comes to divine guidance. If there is one creator, then there must be one consistent message from him to humanity. unchanging, clear, and preserved. The second key to answering this question is to evaluate the source. Where does the religion come from? Is it based on a lineage of prophets who are known for their righteousness, their truthfulness, their commitment to justice and morality? Or does it come from human philosophers, political leaders, or inherited culture? Because a religion that truly comes from God will never contradict the essence of his nature: mercy, justice, unity, wisdom, and truth. Now think about this deeply. A true religion will always acknowledge the Creator as one, without partners, without children, without resemblance to creation. Because if he is almighty, then he doesn't need help, doesn't share power, and doesn't change. A true religion won't confuse you with mystery or theological gymnastics. It will invite you to know God, not just believe in him blindly. It will teach you how to live, how to worship, how to treat others, and how to prepare for what comes after death. Another vital checkpoint is the preservation of the divine message. A religion claiming to be from God must have a holy book that is unaltered, protected from human corruption. It must have clarity, no contradictions, no fabrications, no revisions over time. Because if the message has changed, how can you trust it to guide your soul? A true religion also must match the natural disposition of the human heart. It must feel right, resonate with your conscience, and call you to purity, to compassion, to self-discipline, and to connection with your Creator. It shouldn't demand that you abandon your logic. It should elevate your intellect while humbling your ego. And finally, a true religion must produce people of character. Look at the followers. Do they pray with sincerity, give with kindness, live with integrity, and die with peace? Does their faith make them more truthful, more humble, more responsible? If a religion leaves hearts hard and actions corrupt, it's not divine, it's cultural or political. In the search for the right path, these are not just academic checkboxes. They are spiritual indicators, markers for the soul. Because the road to truth is narrow and the stakes are eternal. If you want real peace, not temporary comfort, you must follow the faith that is not built on man's imagination, but on God's revelation. A true religion must answer the deepest questions of life. Why are we here? What is our purpose? And what happens after we die? It must not just provide rituals, but clarity. It should not just inspire emotion, but action. It must offer a complete way of life for the soul, the heart, the family, the society, and even the government. When we explore this seriously, we find that Islam is not just a religion, it is a full guidance system from our Creator. It doesn't leave us lost in philosophy or chasing signs in the stars. Islam begins where confusion ends, with revelation. Allah did not leave us to guess our purpose. He told us clearly in the Quran, "And I did not create jinn and mankind except to worship me." Surah Ad-Dahariyat 51:56. This worship is not limited to prayer alone. It is how you deal with people, how you work, how you treat your parents, your spouse, your neighbor, even your enemy. Islam builds a life of purpose where every moment becomes sacred. Even eating, sleeping, smiling, and working, if done with the right intention, becomes worship. Other religions may offer partial truths, but Islam offers a divine system from the one who made us. It's not based on opinions, councils, or changing cultures. Its source is preserved. The Quran remains unchanged for over 1,400 years. Its guidance is clear. Prophet Muhammad lived it out for 23 years, every step documented, and its impact is undeniable. From barren deserts to empires of learning, justice, and spirituality, Islam gave the world algebra, hospitals, libraries, and architecture that still amazes. But more than that, it gave people hearts full of peace and direction. When you follow a religion, you're not just following belief, you're following a lifestyle. And no other way of life aligns the body, the mind, and the soul like Islam does. Its teachings are not out of date, they are timeless. Whether you're rich or poor, scholar or farmer, child or elder, Islam welcomes you, teaches you, and uplifts you. That's why the question is not only which religion is right, the deeper question is which path connects you directly with your Creator without confusion, distortion, or compromise. Which religion brings you peace in this world and hope in the next. Which one speaks to your soul not just your intellect. When you ask that sincerely, you begin to see that Islam isn't just a religion, it's the manual of life given by the Creator himself. And when you follow that, you're not just a believer, you become part of a legacy of light that stretches from Adam to Muhammad, guiding humanity home. True religion must be universal, timeless, and unchanging in its truth. It cannot evolve with the trends of society or bow down to culture. It must come from the one who transcends time and space. That's what sets Islam apart. It is not just the religion of one group, tribe, or nation. It is the message sent to all of humanity through all prophets, from Adam to Noah, from Abraham to Moses, from Jesus to Muhammad. It is the same core message. Worship Allah alone, follow His guidance, live with justice, and prepare for the hereafter. Islam is not named after a person. It's not built around the life of a specific figure. It is the religion of submission to the will of God, Islam. And whoever submits to God with sincerity is a Muslim. That is why we say Abraham was a Muslim, Moses was a Muslim, Jesus was a Muslim. Because they submitted to God, not to their desires or to the systems of men. The religion was always one, but over time, people changed it, added to it, divided it. But Allah preserved the final revelation, the Quran, as a guidance for all mankind, unchanged, uncorrupted. Every soul has a longing to be part of something greater. That's why people join movements, defend ideologies, and seek purpose. But all man-made systems fall short. They change, they collapse, they disappoint. Islam, however, remains firm. It doesn't bend with time. It doesn't crumble under criticism. It is built on the truth that there is only one God, Allah, and that He alone deserves worship. It gives you answers when you're lost. It gives you discipline when you're distracted. It gives you mercy when you're broken. And above all, it gives you the straight path. People often ask, but how do I know Islam is the truth? The answer is not only in books or debates. It's in the Quran that challenges mankind. It's in the character of the Prophet, who was known even by enemies as the truthful and the trustworthy. It's in the transformation it brings to lives. Ask the one who was addicted, lost, depressed, then found Islam. Ask the one who was arrogant, then bowed in prayer. It changes people from the inside out. Following the truth is not easy. It requires humility. It requires sincerity. It requires a heart willing to listen. But once you taste the sweetness of Islam, once you feel the peace of submission to your Creator, nothing else can compare. The world will still be chaotic, but your heart will be anchored, because now you walk not alone, but under the mercy of the most merciful. And that is why when you search sincerely, not for comfort, not for culture, not for convenience, but for truth, you'll find it shining clearly through the words of the Quran, through the life of the Prophet, and through the lives of millions who found true freedom through submission to Allah. When it comes to the question of which religion to follow, Allah has not left us blind. He has placed signs all around us, within ourselves, in the universe, in the stories of those who came before, and in the final revelation He sent to guide humanity. These signs are not hidden, they are clear for those who reflect. The rising of the sun, the rhythm of the seasons, the design of the human body, the fitra, the natural instinct to believe in and submit to a higher power. All of these point to one Creator, Allah. Islam calls people not to blind faith, but to reflection. The Quran repeatedly commands us to think, to ponder, to use our intellect. It tells the story of nations who rejected the truth despite seeing clear miracles and signs. Why? Not because the truth wasn't evident, but because of arrogance, pride, and attachment to falsehood. The same happens today. People turn away not because Islam lacks evidence, but because they don't want to submit. They want a religion that agrees with their desires. But Islam is the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. It's the path of humility, surrender, and obedience to the one who gave you life. We live in a time where every voice claims to be right, where confusion is promoted, and where the truth is often buried under distractions. But for the sincere seeker, Islam stands clear. The Quran remains unchanged since it was revealed more than 1400 years ago. No book on earth has been memorized, recited, and preserved like the Quran. That alone is a miracle. Then look at the life of the Prophet Muhammad, his humility, his mercy, his strength, his truthfulness, and his success despite having no wealth or army when he began his mission. No man in history has impacted the world so deeply while remaining so faithful to his mission of calling to one God with no selfish gain. You don't need to be a scholar to recognize the truth. You just need to be sincere. If you ask Allah sincerely for guidance, He will guide you. He promises that in the Quran. But the question is, are you willing to ask with an open heart? Are you willing to let go of pride, doubt, and distraction to embrace the peace of submission? Because the truth is not far away. It's as close as your next breath. You just have to choose to see it. And once you do, once you say with conviction, La ilaha illa Allah, there is no God but Allah, you'll find clarity, purpose, and the kind of peace the world can't give you. The signs are there. The question is, are you ready to follow where they lead? When it comes to the question of which religion to follow, Allah has not left us blind. He has placed signs all around us, within ourselves, in the universe, in the stories of those who came before, and in the final revelation He sent to guide humanity. These signs are not hidden. They are clear for those who reflect. The rising of the sun, the rhythm of the seasons, the design of the human body, the fitra, the natural instinct to believe in and submit to a higher power. All of these point to one creator, Allah. Islam calls people not to blind faith, but to reflection. The Quran repeatedly commands us to think, to ponder, to use our intellect. It tells the story of nations who rejected the truth despite seeing clear miracles and signs. Why? Not because the truth wasn't evident, but because of arrogance, pride, and attachment to falsehood. The same happens today. People turn away not because Islam lacks evidence, but because they don't want to submit. They want a religion that agrees with their desires. But Islam is the truth, even if it's uncomfortable. It's the path of humility, surrender, and obedience to the one who gave you life. We live in a time where every voice claims to be right, where confusion is promoted, and where the truth is often buried under distractions. But for the sincere seeker, Islam stands clear. The Quran remains unchanged, since it was revealed more than 1,400 years ago. No book on earth has been memorized, recited, and preserved like the Quran. That alone is a miracle. Then look at the life of the Prophet Muhammad. His humility, his mercy, his strength, his truthfulness, and his success despite having no wealth or army when he began his mission. No man in history has impacted the world so deeply while remaining so faithful to his mission of calling to one God with no selfish gain. You don't need to be a scholar to recognize the truth. You just need to be sincere. If you ask Allah sincerely for guidance, He will guide you. He promises that in the Quran. But the question is, are you willing to ask with an open heart? Are you willing to let go of pride, doubt, and distraction to embrace the peace of submission? Because the truth is not far away. It's as close as your next breath. You just have to choose to see it. And once you do, once you say with conviction, La ilaha illallah, there is no God but Allah, you'll find clarity, purpose, and the kind of peace the world can't give you. The signs are there. The question is, are you ready to follow where they lead? Now let's bring this all home. Let's bring the light to the center of the room. We talked about why religion matters, and it's simple. It gives life meaning. Without it, a person may walk tall in the world, but inside they're lost, unsure, chasing the wind. The soul was created to submit to its creator, and religion is that path that connects the servant to the master. It ain't about control, it's about liberation. Liberation from confusion, from ego, from the burdens of the world. Religion gives direction when the world gives distraction. Then we saw how every soul is born with a natural instinct, fit, that leans toward belief in one God. That child, untouched by society or culture, already knows there is a creator. But as we grow, the world paints over that pure instinct with its own colors, its own noise. Islam, though, doesn't demand you become something unnatural. It calls you back to what you already are. It's not about becoming someone new. It's about remembering who you were created to be. We also discuss how not all religions are the same. While many may carry elements of truth, only one religion has remained pure, preserved, and protected from distortion. That is Islam. From the Quran to the teachings of the Prophet Muhammad, not a word has been changed, not a line lost. It is the only way of life that still calls people to the worship of one God alone, without partners, without images, without confusion. Then came the power of logic and revelation. Islam doesn't ask you to leave your brain at the door. It invites you to ask questions, to reflect, to seek. The Quran speaks to the heart and the intellect, and in a world filled with empty claims, Islam backs its truth with miracles, both historical and living. The preservation of its scripture, the character of its final prophet, and the transformation it brings to those who follow it all stand as a testimony that this is not man-made. Fifth, we looked at the practical proof. Islam isn't just philosophy, it's a living, breathing lifestyle. It governs how we eat, sleep, speak, do business, raise families, handle pain, and celebrate joy. It is complete. No other religion guides every step of your life while connecting your every act, big or small. And finally, the signs, they're everywhere. From the order of the universe to the cry of a newborn, from the rising of the sun to the stillness in prayer. Allah is calling through everything. The question is, are you listening? Are you ready to walk the path of submission, not to culture, not to ego, but to the one who made you? If you've ever wondered what religion is true, now you know. Islam is not just a religion, it is the answer to your soul's question, the cure for the restless heart, the light for the confused mind. And it's waiting for you, with mercy, with clarity, with truth.